the returning champion.
And here we are. We're on episode 6 now, and we have today with us the creator of the Button Mashup intro music, Calenst. How's it going?
Hello, I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Pretty good. We are hanging out in this boat that I think is probably very familiar to a lot of FGC beers here.
We love the boat. We love it. We're inside of it. We never get to see the inside of it.
That's true. It's because you're always on top of the boat.
Right.
So my Granblue embarrassment that I'll say is there was one day while I was like having a slow day at work, and I was like, okay, you know what? People are playing Granblue right now. I'm gonna pop in. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Play a couple casual matches with everybody. And so I saw everybody saying, "Oh yeah, we're on the boat on this server," and I was like, "Okay, great." And I'm like, "The hell is this boat?" I walked around the entire lobby map.
Oh yeah. We now tell people it's behind you.
I only found it when I kind of made the lap back around, and then I saw the bridge, and I was like, oh man.
No, the camera's not pointed at it. You spawn pointing away from it. There's no reason for you to think, oh, I should look behind me.
We're looking out on this grand arcade. It's just like, there's a boat here. I will give you the player one spot.
Oh, so nice of you. Oh, mirror match, huh?
Oh, I guess so.
Oh wait, no, I'm Lunalu. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, I'll be whatever Lunalu picked for me.
I'm gonna switch around a little bit because I have a couple of characters that I like playing in this game. I also realized that my Discord notifications are showing up, but that's all right. So what's the deal with this game for you?
Oh, this game, I like it a lot because it's very flashy. It has a lot of simplicity to it, and there's lots of particle effects in this game, and it's very cute, and I like it.
That's perfect. I really do love the kind of character of this game. I have a small thing for Arthurian legend too, so that helped.
Oh, that's cool. With your Lancelot, your Siegfried.
Yeah. So that
everything.
But yeah, this game is wonderful. It's so how much time have you put into this version of it?
Oh God, I think I'm almost at 200 hours at this point.
Jeez.
And honestly, the reason I really picked it up was because I come from Guilty Gear Strive. Is where I really came from. And it's a very fast game. But even predating Guilty Gear was Street Fighter 4. I skipped 5, but I played Street Fighter 4, which was a pretty methodical game. Went to Guilty Gear Strive, which was a very frantic game. And so when I saw this game, I was like, hey, this is a really cool game. It's really cute. I tried the original of this game, not Rising, which is the second one. I tried the original, and I was like, hey, this pacing is right in between Guilty Gear Strive and Street Fighter 4. So It was it was kind of a what's the girl with the porridge again? Goldilocks and Three Bears?
Yeah.
This was just right.
Perfect, yes. Fair. Yeah, it is definitely anime without the speed of anime, which is,
Oh yeah, you get into stuff like Uni, you get into stuff like Persona 4, DNF, Persona 4.
Yep.
And DNF, and those are fast games.
Yeah. I love them. Well, I don't have as much uni experience, and which means now that a bunch of people are going to be like, oh, well, JB, you need to now play uni with us. But that's fine. We'll make that happen at some point, I guess. But yeah, like I played a little bit of that. I played a lot of Strive, and yeah, like going back to Strive now is like a little difficult for me.
This game has spoiled me. It has spoiled me with simple inputs. This game, and the lack of jump canceling has made this game like super easy. And I go back to Strive, and I'm like, wait, what is this jump cancel thing? What's a Roman cancel again?
Wait, so did someone call this anime Street Fighter? I think I remember somebody saying that.
Oh, I'm sure, because it feels like it, because there's so many footsies in this game.
Oh, now we're 2B. Oh, you're playing random. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, I'm playing Luna. I only put in the characters that I somewhat know.
Okay, all right. So I didn't know that is like that. So there's just a character that you can set up to. What's going on?
Well, okay. So with Luna, she only does that when you're inside of a private room.
Okay.
If you go into the lobby or you go into from the menu, you go into casual or ranked, it's the whole cast that she'll pick from randomly.
Okay.
But in a room setting like this, a friendly room setting, she'll pick only characters that you tell her to pick. And then she just runs them around in the background like she is right now.
Yes. I don't think I've seen this person before. That's great. So yeah, so fighting games as a whole, though, what's the story for you? And everyone.
Okay.
Go for it.
So yeah, I started off basically in the 90s as a kid, and of course I really liked Mortal Kombat growing up because my friends didn't like me playing it. Yep. And Street Fighter 2 Turbo Edition was my jam back then, and I knew nothing about how to play games at all. Like, I always played single player. I never went to arcades, not really. And when I did, I got my face beat in super bad, so I didn't play at them often. So I was very to myself playing single player in these games, thinking I was very good at them. And eventually, it just kind of grew out of it. I found JRPGs. I played those more.
Yep.
I thought those were awesome. And then I got to college, and I had a friend in college who, after we graduated, we lived in the same complex. And there was this summer where we were just sitting there, and Street Fighter 2 HD Remix, or HD Edition, came out right before Street Fighter 4. Nice. I was blocking. But it was right before that, and we were like, hey, we should get ready for Street Fighter 4 by playing the new, on the Xbox 360, this remake. And I was like, yeah, I used to play Street Fighter 2 all the time. And so we just picked it up, and we tried it, and we ended up playing for about 200 matches a day.
Oh, geez.
For a month straight. And we just sat there, and we just wailed on each other nonstop. And then Street Fighter 4 came out, and we did it even more. And we started to notice, like, hey, we're actually kind of good at this now. And we invited our friend group together, and we just started thrashing them, like, completely. They were really good at the game. But we showed up, and they were just like, what are you guys doing? When did you guys ever practice? And we're just like, oh, I guess we're, not that bad anymore.
Apparently, we're doing all right.
Yeah. And so, but, we moved away from there. I kind of moved over to suburbia with my wife, and for a few years, there was no fighting game things going on. But then COVID hit, and I had a friend group in Final Fantasy 14, and we just decided randomly, let's pick up Guilty Gear Strive.
So you did the reverse thing where you had the Final Fantasy 14 retirement home, which ended up being Guilty Gear.
Oh yeah, this is exactly when the little island was there and everything, and you were just sitting there farming. I was like post endgame, so I was sitting there taking care of my chocobos and building my things. It was absolutely retirement life. It was great.
So Strive was the thing that took over.
Oh, and the reason Strive I introduced it to the server because somebody, I don't remember who it was, they linked me to a 5-hour lore video of Guilty Gear Strive.
Was this the Wooly Versus one? Or
It was 5 parts. It was 5 parts, like an hour each.
yeah, I think that might have been it. I think that might have been the Wooly Versus one.
Yeah, and it was officially sponsored by Uxus at one point.
That video rules.
It was really good, and I watched it all. I watched all 5 hours of that thing, and I was like, I want to play this game. And so I did, and I went through the whole storyline, watched the whole thing, and just told my friends, hey, we're going to play this because it's awesome. And Ramlethal is amazing because she likes hamburgers.
But again, like the Arc System Works games characters just really do have a ton of personality to them, which is like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, of course, hamburgers for Ramlethal, like.
And puppies. Hamburgers and puppies.
The puppies. That puppy's adorable. It's the only thing that makes losing to Ram, you know.
Absolutely. She's infuriating otherwise with her crazy range and everything. Everybody hates her. And then the puppy comes out and makes it all better.
Yeah, they're like, oh, the puppy. I'm going to switch
puppy. It up. Go for it. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Okay, good.
Let's see. All right, I'm going to play my real main. We're going to go for that.
All right, bring it.
Whether or not things improve. But yeah, that, like, so Strive. So you went from Strive to this?
Yes, I went from Strive to this. I dabbled in Street Fighter 6, where I really, really enjoyed the single player. And then when I got into ranked, they just beat my face in a ton, and I was like, yeah.
Oh. So single player as in World Tour?
Yeah. That's
Okay,
it.
okay.
That's what they called it. Where you just go around beating people up like a Streets of Rage beat 'em up game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
I loved World Tour. It was a great time. The getting it again on PC. I have yet to like get back into it, but yeah, World Tour was a great time.
And the gameplay's great. I liked it a lot. But
Well, I haven't played in a while apparently because I forgot everything that I did. Okay, there we go.
Man, it keeps giving me a Nilla. Why does this game like a Nilla so much?
It really wants the sheep.
It really wants the sheep.
Yep, alright, we got the sheep now. Alright, there we are. Oh, you know what? I know what I'm doing wrong. Okay. Nope, that's not it either. I'll figure it out.
Oh, are you looking for the counter stance?
Nope, that's what I was looking for. There we go. I know how to do that. The counter stance.
Oh gosh, when I found that for the first time, I was just like, wait, they just hit themselves? That's amazing.
This character is great. Whoever made this character deserves a race.
That's one of the things about side games and their stupid gacha games. They're endearing. I'm so mad about how endearing they are because I don't like gacha games.
But they build things that make them fun. Though I'm not much of a gacha game person either. I always try and then I fail miserably, and then I'm like, okay, well that was fun, I guess.
I had the unfortunate experience of playing Princess Connect Free Dive for way too long, and it was I could actually feel the addiction setting in. It was slow, it was methodical, and I was just like, this is bad for me. This is bad.
Yeah, that's not a good time.
So I forced myself to stop that game just because it was getting a bit too much into my life. And then like a month after I decided to stop, the whole game closed down.
Well, right timing on that one, I guess.
I guess so, but if I just hung on a little bit longer, it just would have stopped for me.
yeah, I guess that's fair. That's always the weird things with that kind of stuff too. It's just like where, you know, I guess that's kind of really the real problem with all digital goods these days. Ooh.
Doris. Yeah, and I tried out Star Rail and whatnot, and I felt the same thing coming on. I was like, no, we're not doing this again.
Yeah.
Goodbye, gachas. I am saying goodbye to you. And so when this came out, and I was like, oh man, these characters are great, and I learned this came from a gacha game, I've used every bit of my being to not even try it, because I'm just like, nah, not again.
I mean, you get all the charm with this, right? As opposed to the gacha version. Oh,
yeah,
God,
and if I really need to know
accident,
anything, I
sorry.
just put the wiki. It's fine.
Yeah, there you go. I love that. Oh, geez. Oh. I learned recently that Jameson Price is the voice actor for the English VA for Stories.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Hey, what else has he done? I'm not as familiar with him.
So, did you play League of Legends at all?
I played TFT.
Yeah. Is Garen in TFT? It's been a while.
Sometimes he is.
Okay.
But yes.
So he does the voice for Garen.
Got it.
He is Paul in Tekken. In Tekken?
Tekken 8?
Yeah, definitely Tekken 8.
Cool.
I don't know if he's Paul in Tekken 7, but I would imagine why wouldn't he be? But yeah, he's pretty much like every like deep voice burly guy.
That's awesome.
I just got punched into the sky. But yeah. So yeah, the thing. So this will be kind of like a two-part thing here. So for full context to the listeners out there, it was pretty much it was really like it was after that first episode with No Limits that you reached out to me about making a theme song, if I remember correctly, right? Or was it after Necromancer?
Well, I think it was Necromancer.
Okay. Yeah. So full transparency to the server and we kind of already mentioned this in the beginning of the show, but yeah, shortly after that episode, you reached out to me and you had expressed that you wanted to make a theme for us because you were a video game music composer, and I obviously said, hell yes, please do.
Yeah, absolutely. I love this server, and I was the team project. So I was like, you know what? I see this podcast. I see you. I saw that you were switching up the intros, and I was like, I wonder if he's looking for something.
I was very much looking for something. It was actually really great too because that was maybe like the trickiest thing. And one of the things that I was trying to do was I was like, oh, you know, like part of this is the game, right? Like in people showcasing the game. And I wanted to, like, video game, like a lot of these games have such cool, like, themes.
Right.
Or like not themes, but cool, like, you know, intro videos or whatnot. That it'd be cool to like showcase that in some way.
I am such a fan of Maximilian Dude and his videos.
Exactly.
And I love his intros so much.
So I was like, oh well, like, you know, maybe like that's the solution for now. Until like I can think about something more permanent, I'll just grab the intro, like the intro game screen, and you know, I'll kind of do some text or whatever. And then you reached out to me, and that like changed my entire perception of everything. And I was like, okay, no, we need to like do something totally different. And so when I was like, yeah, like let's do that. And then you sent me the first draft. I was like, oh, I know what I want to do.
We sat there and talked about what kind of vibe that we wanted to have from this. It was like, okay, old school arcades, going in there and wanting to put in a quarter and play and hear that announcement that a new challenger has come to the table, and you're like, yeah, let's do it. And I want to generate that vibe again, so that's why that intro comes in, where you hear the coin come in, you hear the announcer announce a returning champion, because we're all boomers here, or returning to the scene in one way or another.
Yeah.
And that just kind of set the pace from there. It was actually really easy to get my head around what this needed to sound like.
So we didn't actually even like specifically talk about like that. I was like, you know, I kind of had given you the idea of like, oh yeah, you know, like kind of like an arcade vibe kind of thing, and So at the time, I totally messed up not doing this. There is if anybody's ever watched the show King of Kong, there's an arcade that's featured in it.
Yes.
Called Fun Spot, and that's like an hour away from where I live. So I was going there,
Really?
and I was like, yeah, it's not too bad. So I was going there, and I was like, oh, you know what? I know that there's a Samurai Showdown cab there. Like, what I'll do is I'll like get a token, and I'll put. Oh God, this is gonna hurt because it definitely pushed the button there. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll get a token, and I'll like film some like B-roll of me like putting the token down on there, and maybe we can work that in. And I forgot to do that because I just was playing the video games instead. But then I think it was like maybe a week after that, you sent me that first draft, and I was just like, nope, you nailed it exactly what I was like looking for. Like, this is perfect. Like, you had that whole idea of like putting a coin in the machine, or like interacting with the arcade in some way like that, like without me even telling you. This weird mind melt.
Dude, that's what I remember though, right? From going to those arcades.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
That's
what I missed.
That cool the coin hitting the coin bucket in the end.
Yep.
So good. But yeah, like that was great. So yeah,
And
again,
then fun
like,
fact, dude, that announcer in the very beginning, that's me.
oh,
I took like 50 takes to try to get to sound like an announcer, and I just did that and processed the crap out of my voice.
dude, I did not know that. I was actually gonna ask you, like, is that you? Like, dude, that's amazing. 50 takes,
Thanks, I
though?
don't actually sound like that. Huh?
50 takes?
Oh, well, I exaggerated a bit, but it took me quite a bit.
Huh.
I was like, nope, that's not quite, because I was listening to like Here Comes the New Challenger voices and everything from Capcom stuff for Street Fighter, listening to multiple games, how they did it, their inflection, especially the new announcer from the Tekken videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was trying to channel all of that, and I was like, no, not quite deep enough. Takes too long here. And eventually I got it, and that's what made it into the video.
I did send like I shopped the original draft around quite a bit, just because I had sent you kind of like my little like test videos, and
Oh god. God. Yeah.
So I sent you my test video, and the more that you and I started talking about it, workshopping it, I was like getting more and more hype, and then so I'd be like, I sent like, I sent No Limits one of the videos, just for him to upload. I'm like, hey man, I gotta send you this. So I sent him the video, and he was super excited about it, and then I kind of got to where I was happy with the visuals part, and when I was like taking clips from our from like the various videos in the past, and then talking to you were like, oh, I'm gonna send you another draft right now, and so I was waiting for you to upload that. I was also talking to Pat Turd, and he said something to me. I was like, oh dude, I'm gonna let you on the secret. So I sent him the kind of final video with like the press start and everything. Oh nice. With the press start and everything on the screen, with that first draft or that first take.
Oh yeah.
And then you sent me. So he was like all hyped about that, and then you sent me the I guess like first final, and I was like, oh no, this just got leveled up. And I'm like,
Yeah, because
oh, keep going, go.
No, I was like listening to the first one. I was like, I don't exactly like. I need a theme to it, and so that's where I came up with the real first draft, the real final first draft, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
And then I sent that to you, and when I watched the video when he put it to it, and I saw that title screen come up, I was like, no, wait, we can level this up more. We can do one more thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so much fun to collaborate with you on it. Like I was so happy with the outcome on it. Like seriously, like the heavy lifting is all you in that. Like I cut some clips together and put a filter on it, but like man, the music really kind of builds that whole thing. So like I tend to do this a lot. So but anyway, thank you for that. That was such an amazing bit of work. It was very fun, and honestly, I really want to get back to this server because it has been a great influence on me, I guess you could say. Oh, as far as fighting game mentality goes, especially. Just because the reason I came here, so I was playing this game. I was playing Granblue, and I was trying to get to S rank at that point. And I was sitting there as A, and I got to A1, and then I got to S for a second, and then I fell all the way from S5 all the way to A5 in one day. So that's like 7 or 8 matches in a row losing. Yeah.
And at that point, I was like, I couldn't stop. I hate fighting games. This is dumb.
Yeah.
And I just had this bad mentality around it. And then I saw the post on Reddit of you guys, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll find a good community around this who's in a situation that, have responsibilities, are accountable for things, have things in their life they need to do, but also also want to play these games. And so I joined, and you guys were the most kind bunch I've ever met in a fighting game community in my life. And as I play with you guys, like some of the things that I was telling people was like, oh yeah, I'm trying to get to S, and everybody was so encouraging. They're like, oh, you can do it, it's gonna be great. And it changed my whole mindset and everything about fighting games. I just felt so appreciated to be with you guys, and like I was actually part of a community that just powered through and supported each other, and I love it.
Yeah, but it is a great space for that, for sure. I mean, we had Gio on, last episode, and he was like, that was just like the mentality that he just wanted to have, and it's great to just like it's fun to hear the stories like that come out, right? Like, oh yeah, like I was struggling and then found this group, and you guys are great. It's helped me a lot. It's like, yeah, it's great. I love that.
Okay. So I really didn't think of that. That's also kind of my fighting game backstory a bit as well. Yeah. Obviously I'm playing an anime fighting game. I like anime. Yep. My favorite anime of all time is one called Hajime no Ippo, if you've heard of it.
I have not.
It translated in English, it's called The Fighting. Okay. And it's about it's about boxing. Is basically what it is. Oh. But it's about this kid who got bullied in school, but he was also like a fisherman's son, so he got tons of strength training and whatnot. And so one day, a guy comes over who's a boxer and basically beats up his assaulters at school and says, hey, you're actually pretty strong for a kid who gets beat up all the time. Why didn't you join a boxing gym? And the whole premise around it is that he joins the gym and he finds out that, hey, there's a way to go forward and try to become strong with other people, because the anime itself just doesn't follow his story. It follows everybody in the gym. And so they all sit there and they have sparring matches, but when they're sitting there and going into the ring and they're all different weight classes, they're cheering each other on in their own weight class. So they never really interact in the ring, but they support each other outside the ring and when each of them have matches. I'm like, man, that's such a cool thing. I wonder if that happens in real life. And for a while, I didn't think it really existed in FGC. But when I joined here, I was like, dude, this is just like that anime. Everybody is so cool. Yeah. And trying to do their own thing in different games and supporting each other. That's amazing.
That is a fun thing to see, is when, especially on like the Player Achievements channel, when like
Yeah.
people who like they don't necessarily like play the same game or whatever, and they're still just like, no, yeah, that's totally hype that you hit like red ranks in Tekken, or you finally hit diamond in Street Fighter. It's great. That's great that you found the anime story in FGCP. Like,
Exactly.
that's
I found it in
amazing.
you guys. It's weird. You guys are anime.
A lot of people would agree with that, actually, I would imagine. I mean, well, Humoresque definitely agrees with that. She's been trying to make an FGC visual novel. So.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah. You should search for it in the Discord text history. You will definitely find
That's
it.
amazing.
But yeah. So on the music side of things, though, like, how long have you been doing music? Like, I'm assuming like you do music professionally.
No, actually I don't. I'm actually a program manager.
Oh. All right.
No, well, I'm Filipino, and as a Filipino to very Filipino parents, I had a very Asian type of upbringing, where they're like, "Hey, you need to learn some kind of art form," and so at the nice age of 6, they sent me to private lessons for piano, and I hated it. Like, I had the strict teacher who would, wrap your knuckles when you weren't curling your fingers. The guy made me cry several times. I wanted to quit super bad, but my parents never let me. And then one day it was like my 3rd teacher. Good God, I kept switching from teacher to teacher. But I found a teacher that was like, because I kept rebelling, I would learn my scales, I learned my hand, and I'd keep reading these notes. And eventually I was like, why do I have to play the little note thingies on the page? Why can't I? It says I have to play a G. Why can't I play that G? Why can't I play this G? And she looked at me and she was like, why don't you? And that opened the world to me when I was like, wait, I am allowed to do that? She's like, yeah, why do you play the other G and see what happens?
Oh, that's actually really cool.
So from there, she realized I was like, oh, I like to experiment and figure out things. And so I started making my own songs, and she's like, oh, this is what he wants to do. Okay. And so from there, I learned music theory, and then I got opportunities in middle and high school to actually compose things for people. And from there, it just went on. I was introduced to Nobuo Matsu from Final Fantasy series, and it just took off from there. I got my hands on any kind of like music recording device I could find and went on with it. I minored in music in college. Played jazz piano throughout my college days, and then after that I started playing anime music and all this super nerdy stuff.
That's awesome. Like, what? I mean, I guess I have some idea, but it's a silly question. But like, was it just the or I guess this is so with the video game music itself. Did that just become like a side project, like a sort of side hustle for you?
Yeah, basically. When I got good enough or confident enough that I could actually do it, yeah, it just became a thing. I was like, I'll just do it. I also joined a Discord server, like-minded people who were improving their skills, and they would constantly get commissions. They'd put your name out there for you, and I even got some of my stuff, like in Stardew Valley. There is a mod for it called, I think it's Zuzu Town. I forget exactly what it's called. But you were asked to make track for that, and I picked one of my tracks to put into it.
That's awesome.
And so I was like, oh, and that's kind of where it started as I started taking commissions. So it's like, wait, I'm good enough to get put into like games? Holy crap.
That's awesome. I guess that like situations like that definitely also kind of make it I would like, even as like a side hustle, if you will, like kind of makes it a little bit more fun because it's not your livelihood, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. It's one of those things where it never became a job for me, I guess. It kind of is now.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, but like it's at your pace, right? Like that's always I think like a big key.
Yeah, exactly. I get a lot more creative freedom than most.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, that's right.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I forgot how to. I've dabbled with her a little bit, and I forgot how
How
to
to turn
do
into a
that.
magical girl.
Yeah.
Or,
I just noticed that she was crying in the background.
yeah. Lulu's hilarious. She's a pictomancer.
Oh yeah, she does have a little notepad with pen. Okay, great.
Yep. So apparently she wills us into being, or the characters into being. We're like drawing versions of the characters or something. I don't know. That's what I've heard.
Okay. If you need to, if you can't fight without pictures, I guess you just draw the. I don't know where I was going with that. So
It's making your dreams into reality, Luna. You can do it.
yeah, there you go. We got there. But yeah, like that. So any other projects that people could check out if you're so willing to?
Oh, that's the major ones right now. I do stuff here and there on YouTube these days. This has been one of my big projects coming back really into it. So I just want to get into professional grade music again. So this was a great opportunity for me to get back into it because I had to take a break in there for a bit. As work got super stressful.
As probably guessing program manager in a software company. I'm guessing, correct?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm doing cybersecurity project management in a large company, and just like
Yep, that can definitely be stressful.
Yeah, so it's better these days.
That's good.
And so I had the time, and I was like, I want to do this again.
And then we just got to be the recipients of that wonderful talent.
Heck yeah, I love it. I love that I was able to give back to this community.
It's really truly very appreciated. It is made your efforts have made the show feel so much bigger to even me. It's great. I love it.
Oh, thank you. You clap for me.
So I know other people haven't gotten privy to or no, maybe you did post about this in the requisite channel, but you have a new pup coming.
I do. We used to have two pups. We lost one earlier this year, unfortunately, and so we went to get another. We had a Pomeranian and a Papillon before, and we just found having a pair of dogs is amazing.
Yep.
And so we just got confirmed that I'm going to be picking up a new Pomeranian next week. We're getting on a flight going down to Oregon and picking up a puppy.
Oh man, I didn't realize it was like you needed to fly this dog home.
Yeah, they're down in California.
Oh jeez.
I was like, oh.
Oh, that's
So it was either that or take a 16-hour car ride.
Yeah, I think the flying is probably the better option there.
Yeah, us and the dog.
Where in California?
I don't actually know. Honestly, my wife handled a lot of the hardcore logistics on it. I'm like, but I know that Oregon was like a halfway meeting point, so I was like, okay.
Oh, so they're meeting you in Oregon. I see. And okay, I was like, oh man, you're flying all the way to like, hopefully not Southern California. That's a long flight.
Oh yeah, seriously. No, it should only be an hour flight. It should be fine.
That's not too bad. And I see dogs on planes all the time. At least on Instagram, I do.
Well, he's going to be 10 weeks old, and I need to post a video on there, but he's a yappy little thing.
Yeah, that was an adorable little bit of video there. So yeah, man, congrats on that though. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say that's a Pomeranian, and we're getting a Papillon soon too.
Oh, okay.
So it's gonna be two of them, along with the pomp we have. So three dogs in the house.
That'll be
It's
fun.
gonna be a thing.
Yeah. I shared with you the small dog story that I had before we were started recording. I get that's like slightly more tame than what my veterinarian has, which they have somewhere in the early teens of Chihuahuas.
That blows my mind.
Which is
that's a lot of dog.
You are greeted to. I don't know what I just did there by accident, but that's great. You are greeted to a cacophony of very small barks.
I bet.
But 3 shouldn't be that cacophonous. That should be fine.
And you were mentioning there was a larger dog too?
Oh yeah.
Is that right?
Yes. So they have another dog. His name is Odin, and he is I believe he's a boxer pit mix. So he's just this massive dog in this like a small army of small dogs. It's great.
Oh my god.
They also have 3 cats.
What? That is a lot of pettage.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's their life, right? Like, you know. It would seem maybe a little more weird if it was, just like not a vet. But yeah, they also have like 3 horses and a bunch of goats, and it's just, it's a small zoo.
Wait, goats?
Yeah, they have goats.
Horses?
Yeah. I think I told you earlier that I live in the middle of the woods, so that's just the thing. They have those things. But yeah, it's a lot. But they're all adorable.
That's awesome.
So you had also mentioned, which is a very popular topic that comes up here, is you're very into D&D.
Yes, college days I grew up on D&D. We had a dedicated friend group that all lived in the same building, and so we basically just got together on like one of the summers and just played like non-stop D&D campaigns. And we had a 2-year D&D campaign.
Oof.
And it was absolutely insane. And it was great.
Where were you in the group? Were you the?
I was the fighter.
Oh, so you were a player.
Okay. Yeah, I was a player, and then at first I was a cleric. No. Fighter first, because your first D&D character has to be yourself. So I was a dwarven fighter who went around and just bashed things with an axe.
Yep.
Until they stopped moving. And then the second game I was a cleric summoner.
Ooh.
Who thought that demons weren't actually all evil. So he kept trying to go around and summon demons until he could find one that was actually nice.
This would have been Summoner would have been 4th edition?
3.5.
Oh, yeah, okay. Alright. Sorry.
No, absolutely. And it was a wild ride. Because it was like, every now and then my GM was like, "Are you evil?" I'm like, no. I swear, I'm not.
Yeah, they're fine. The demons are cool and great. Oh, that hurt.
Yeah, they're just misunderstood.
Any demon-esque shenanigans that you got up to?
Well, it was constantly trying to like create a character who could both communicate with demons and also go to a point where they could actually extract them from the demon layer and actually have them stay in the mortal plane. And that made people very, very cautious. As far as NPCs go. And so the party was constantly having to be like, he's fine. Really, he's the kid's like only 5 foot tall. He can't hurt anybody.
Oh, that's great.
It was good times. And we got to level 20, we got to max level, and fighting gods and everything. Oh, it was good times.
That is not a feat that I've played for a long time. That's not a feat I've ever. Oh no, that's not true. I had a Pathfinder campaign where I did get to 18. I think.
Pathfinder.
Ugh.
Pathfinder is my favorite.
Oh, well, we can agree to disagree.
Are you 5th edition?
I am currently. It is not my preferred thing to do either.
What is?
I am very much honestly. I kind of play a little bit of any. I'll play anything you really put in front of me. I really love Savage Worlds, but.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah.
What? I mean, this is probably a story for another time, but my first Pathfinder experience was a 2-year campaign that I did not have a lot of fun doing. And for some reason kept doing it because I felt obligated to do it.
Oh no! Okay, well, that's an experience that, that can ruin things. I absolutely understand that.
Yeah, but it's not to say that Pathfinder is a bad game. It was more just like the stress of it, that game in particular was just.
Like D&D, Pathfinder, since they're basically battle simulators, I get it. Like people want to have like huge, crazy, intricate fights.
It wasn't even that. It was really more of the group that was kind of. There's some just dynamic things that just didn't work out in some situations, but it turned out to be fine in the end. And it was a great time. I got to cast Wish. It was great.
Oh, nice.
As a paladin, it was cool.
That's a highlight. Absolutely.
Yeah. Also, don't play a paladin in Pathfinder.
Gotcha.
But yeah, there's I hit a point at one point where I was like, there's so much like RPG wise to explore that I was just like, I'll just try all these other things. I really think my favorite experience right now is Papturt's favorite game, which is Blades in the Dark.
Nice.
If you have not played Blades in the Dark, I highly recommend playing Blades in the Dark.
I have listened to people playing Blades in the Dark, and that sounds really cool.
It's so good. It's so good. This is maybe my favorite character interaction in this game, by the way. is Vayne and Vera are just amazing.
They're such opposites.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I only noticed it when I was like trying to play Vayne online, and Vera, like I had like a couple of matches against Vera, and I was like, this is hilarious.
That's one thing we've. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're good.
No, I was just going to tangent off that really quick, but no, please go ahead first. Finish that thought.
Oh, it was just like I'd seen some of the Catalina like obsession from her, but I didn't realize like at the time like how far that went. And then when it was with him, I was like, oh, this is very funny.
This is unhealthy funny.
Yes, it is concerning, but very funny.
Yep. I was going to say that there's something we had discussions on a few times in the server where we're just like, we love the interactions between the characters because they are just goofy.
Yeah.
These characters are so goofy. We like that they smile a lot. We like that they jest with each other. We like that it's not always about getting stronger and seeing the end of the world and all that. It's sometimes about going shopping and eating cake and confessing true love or something. But
in positive ways and maybe very unhealthy ways.
Exactly. But we just love that the cast of this game doesn't hate each other. That they have fun interactions.
It is very much a very wholesome fighting game. Even is it like I don't remember who it was. There was somebody talking about Vasaraga and like how he isn't inherently evil. He's just a big dude with a scythe and armor.
Oh yeah. I played Granblue Relink just to get more info on the characters. And I played through the Zeta's storyline, and she talks about Vasaraga and how she got to know him and stuff. And a lot of her interactions were apparently her boss told them that they have to be partners, and he refused to like acknowledge her at first. And she was just like this yappy dog that kept saying, "Hey, we have to be partners." She told me to, and they just like constantly would bicker at each other.
It's like the reluctant buddy cop film.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was hilarious.
I might have to play that game at some point. Cause that seems up my alley.
It's pretty fun. It got a little redundant for me, but I know it has so much content that if I kept going, it would refresh itself. But this game it takes a lot of my time.
Yeah, I can imagine. That as good fighting games tend to do. So yeah, what other anime are you into? I will admit that I'm like, I would say what's I watch enough anime to be dangerous. That works.
No, that's great. Yeah, I'm super old school. I got into it when I was super young and probably in the worst way possible.
Oh no.
So I like the style. I didn't know what anime was when I started growing up. Not really. I just thought of the art style. I was like, that's really cool on TV and whatnot. But my first real introduction was I grew up in a place kind of in the middle of nowhere, and all we had for our library was basically this little shack that had like a handful of videos and whatnot. And back in that day, they didn't really care if something was unrated. They didn't actually care what was on there, supposedly.
Okay.
It could be anything. And in the kids section of my local library, I came across this cartoon called Akira.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, what, 10?
Oh no.
And I was like, oh, that looks like that cool stuff I see on TV sometimes. And that was a mistake.
Yep.
I came back to the librarian after that, and I was like, ma'am, this should not be in the kids section. That's what I told her. But it was a introduction to the genre itself.
Fair. That's a hell of an introduction.
It is.
Like a dude loses his head like 4 minutes into that movie.
Exactly. It's just, wow, that was intense. That was intense for me at 10.
That's an
And I also had a very good friend growing up who was very into anime as well. And one of the first introductions I had with him was Street Fighter II, the animated movie.
Oh.
And there was a point in the movie where he was like, okay, you have to leave the room. I was like, what? Why? And he's like, don't ask questions, you just have to leave. And you can only come back when I tell you. And I was so upset. I was like, dude, I thought we were cool. I can watch anything you can watch. We're like the same age. And he's like, no, you can't stay for this one.
Oh, jeez. Rude. I mean,
he was right. He was absolutely right.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I can guess what scene that was.
Yeah. Anybody who's seen that movie, you can guess what scene that was. And so I was a little child at that point, but that was a good call on his part.
Yeah.
But from there, it was just basically getting anything you could hands on, and then when the digital age took over, it was you could get your hands on anything, and it was amazing. And that was I think freshman year of college when digital age really kicked in.
Yeah.
And so when you could actually stream stuff and torrent stuff and all that, and fan subbers were everywhere.
Things kind of became the Wild West in some way or another.
Yeah, it really did. There was some wild stuff back then. And people were exploring all sorts of ideas. It's definitely normalized and calmed down. Well, okay, I wouldn't say calmed down, but it has... You kind of know what to expect. And it is one of the genres, I must say, that you can kind of judge a book by its cover. And you look at these. If you look them up online, you look at the cover, you're like, I know what this is.
What's your I would say, what's your favorite your most favorite modern anime?
Oh, geez. Fiaren. It's absolutely amazing. It's one of the best stories I've seen in a long time. That's very refreshing and does characters oh so well.
What's the kind of 10,000 foot view of it?
Basically, it's D&D.
Okay.
And it follows the elf in the party after the adventure ends.
Oh, interesting.
And right, the adventure's over. It took 10 years to go through, And she's like, oh, that was a great 10 years. I'll see you guys later. And everybody's like, that was 10 years of our lives. But what do you mean it was just 10 years, right? And it's about her figuring out what those 10 years actually meant to her. Like, even though it's a fraction of her lifespan, what actually did she take away from that? And she finds she's learning these lessons very late.
Oh.
When people are already gone and have left the mortal plane.
Okay, wait, hang on. I'm taking a note here. What's the name of it again?
Frieren. Frieren.
Sorry, you're gonna need to do it one more time. Sorry. F-R-I.
Frieren.
Okay. I want to watch that.
It is absolutely fantastic.
I will definitely get that on the list here. How about old school? Like, unless it is Akira.
No, oh god. I respect Akira a lot, but it's a thing. It kind of traumatized me. I can't call it my favorite. It would have to be Gunbuster. The Gunbuster and Eyebuster trio. It's a show that really played with the consequences of light speed space travel.
Okay.
It was like hard sci-fi. So when people would travel at the speed of light, what would happen to time dilation?
Ooh.
And so the first one was, it's like, oh, giant robots, oh, fighting space aliens. But to get from battlefield to battlefield, the people on the ship, they lost like centuries of time or decades of time. So when they returned home, people that they used to know in high school were like all grown up or gone already.
Yep.
And so they honestly had to figure out every time they were going out to battle, how long do we actually stay out there?
Oof. Okay, that's man. Sometimes it's such a weird. Or it's not weird. I mean, it's not. It's kind of like anything else, really, when you think about it. But like sometimes the juxtaposition of like what shows can be like, show by show, can be like kind of jarring. It's just like, oh, I have a show about a polar bear running a cafe, and then here's about like the consequences of like light speed travel. It's like, oh my god. Right? I mean, it makes definitely for a very diverse, medium. I mean, the animation is only in the West is only really being handled that way now.
Yeah, it's crazy what they came up with, and still do sometimes in anime. That's just like, that is a crazy concept. And I guess that's one thing about the genre itself, is that it's almost always fantastical in some way.
Yeah. I mean, we've watched I guess what you call it Ghibli 2 now. I forget the name of the actual studio, but the people who did like not them themselves, but we've watched like Suzume and Your Name and Weathering with You.
Oh, those guys. Yeah.
And like, they're all fantastical, but like have very grounded stories.
Right.
And you're like, what?
Exactly.
Also, I will fully admit that all three of those movies definitely made me cry.
Oh, Your Name was amazing. Like there was parts in that I was just like, it blew my mind when I saw that for the first time.
We saw Suzume in the theater.
Nice.
And I was like, I can't leave the theater yet because I'm sad. But it's they're fantastic movies. But like, that's like just a great example of like something like kind of set in like a modern, like a modern tale with a very fantastical concept behind it. It's such a good medium. I do need to do more of it.
No, there's good stuff in it. I definitely have found that I don't watch that much anymore. Just because they're most of the time sticking by work and fighting games now.
Yeah.
And honestly, I haven't missed it that much, which is weird. But
interesting. I mean, you are getting a heavy dose of it right now.
It's true. This game is very anime. And the storyline is. Oh my god, the storyline is so anime it hurts.
I've only barely experienced it, which I should change that at some point.
It's very cookie cutter, but it's fun.
No, that's fine. You can enjoy a good cookie cutter show.
But yeah, I have found that just watching a little bit, not watching as much anime has been fine. I thought it would be, I'd have withdrawal syndrome or something. Not really.
That would be bad.
Yeah, that'd point to a different problem.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very fun. Like, I mean, just thinking about that point too is like, there was an Instagram reel that a friend of mine sent me recently that was like, it was one of those things where like somebody's walking at an anime convention, they're like, you're talking to a person that likes a specific anime and it's a big red flag, what is it? And someone said Gundam. And I was like, huh, okay, well, I want to see where this goes. And they were like, actually, you know, in a way, this person's not wrong. Because, you know, and I forgot exactly what his reason was, but he's like, most of those people are not watching Gundam for what the reason to watch Gundam is. Like, people are watching it for the giant robots, which is great. It's just like, but they miss the entire point of Gundam. It's like, those people do exist.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, Gundam has some very harsh reality messages in it.
Oh.
It really does.
It really does. Yeah, I mean, I actually just came to Gundam late, which was like literally my trip to Japan last year. Like, I'd watched like Wing on like Cartoon Network or whatever, but I went to Japan last year, and on the flight home, I downloaded Crunchyroll before we left, and I downloaded all of Mobile Suit Gundam from like the 70s, and I watched that
oh my gosh,
the whole plane ride, and I was like,
going
wow.
from Wing to like traditional Gundam, you're just like, wait, when did my fun Gundam get turned into like a political drama?
Yeah, like I was promised giant robots, and they're here. I see them, but also.
Also, what's all this pain and suffering?
Why are these people so? Why is this person trying to crash an entire colony on top of another entire colony? What's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. But yeah, it's like another thing that just was like, oh, like again, it's got this cool aesthetic to it. But but the message here is very real, and it's great. Again, like I wish that Western animation was, able to take itself that seriously, and I think it does in some ways, but
not in all instances. It's getting there, but Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yep, that's a great example.
Yeah, and The Legend of Korra, especially.
Yeah.
They grew up with their, they tried to grow it up with their audience, and it was, some of the themes in Korra were like, oh my god, this isn't a kid show, and you're just kind of looking at it like, I'm not sure this is a kid show anymore.
Nope. I mean, it's there, like, even, you could even go into things like Adventure Time, right?
Yes.
And like, you watch that first season of Adventure Timing, oh, this is a silly kid show, and then like the second season goes by, and you're like, oh yeah, this is still a silly kid show, and then you start getting deeper and deeper, and you're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Why did this get real all of a sudden?
Yeah. What's with all these feelings that are occurring? I don't get it.
But it's like it's definitely kind of taking that. I think it's really like kind of our generation realizing like something that we loved, or we kind of like took, or something we loved that maybe like our parents or other audiences kind of took for granted, and they're like, no, we're gonna just kind of do that, but we're gonna just tell adult stories with it, and so like that's why you're starting to see that change a little bit. But it's just like, no, man, they've been telling serious stories in animation in Japan since like the 60s.
Yep. Yeah, they use it as a message delivery system rather than a demographic like targeted.
Yeah, or a giant marketing tool.
Yeah. Well, then you look at Hasbro.
But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like, and then I was just like, but yeah, actually, they also do use that as a giant marketing tool too. So I guess it's kind of the other way around. They're marketing the show. No, I don't know. They're marketing usually the show with the toys. I don't know.
They do both. They do both.
Yeah. Akihabara is just all of that everywhere.
Oh my gosh, I've never been Japan.
You
It's
should
one of those
go.
things on my bucket list.
You should go. You should absolutely go.
Oh my god, he does so much damage.
He really does.
I keep forgetting.
He really, really does. He was. I'm trying not to be this salty, but he was one of the characters where I was like, I just keep running into him online over and over and over again, and he just wrecks me every time because for some reason I'm refusing to learn what to do.
Well, I mean, it doesn't help that he hits you like 3 times and half your health is gone.
He's the Marisa of this game. He's the Marisa of this game.
Exactly.
But yeah, so we'll do another set or two here. Do you have any other thoughts you want to share with the server?
Any thoughts with the server? Man, just that. I love how many games are represented in the server. Like, I've been talking with Ash a lot lately, and he got me into King of Fighters 15. And just exposing me to all these new games has been absolutely fantastic.
Not overwhelmed yet.
Oh, I know. And it's also taught me how much I dislike Tekken.
What is it about Tekken that leaves you feeling spicy?
Okay, so this is on me, but I couldn't get past the intro.
Oh.
Like, it was the intro where you have to like fight as Devil Jin versus his dad or something. I forget exactly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Little cutscenes and whatnot, and there's a point I lost in it. And I was like, oh, okay, so this is one of those things where it just like, you get the cutscene and you're supposed to lose the battle, and it just continues. But no, it went to black and it put me back to the beginning of the battle, and I'm like, how do I win this battle? Oh my god, it's so hard. I couldn't get past it. I was, what is happening?
The 3D,
Why can't I get past the tutorial?
The 3D change, because I mean, I don't know if you played Tekken growing up, but
I didn't.
Okay.
Not really. I played Tekken Tag.
So I played it growing up, but I didn't like. I wasn't playing it like for real. Like I was playing against the story and like my friends and stuff, right? Like I wasn't playing in tournaments. So there's just like concepts that were like totally foreign to me. And so that changeover from being like a 2D player and then realizing like all of the rules that you would expect to work don't work when you're playing against people who know what's going on. You're just like, oh, this is super overwhelming. Like,
oh, dude, I used to play Soul Calibur, right? So it's like, I know what a 3D fighter is like. I know what to do. You just sidestep here and there. It's fine. Wow, it schooled me so hard.
It's rough. I play it and I have fun with it. But yeah, I didn't know. It took a while for me to get past that kind of hump. And again, actually, really, kind of like to your credit or to what you're just saying right now. I wouldn't have gotten there without geometry. He like super helped me like learn how to play Tekken.
Oh, that's probably it. I probably need a mentor in that game if I want to really get into it. Like Ash and them in the KOF channel have been just the nicest people when it comes to King of Fighters 15, which is a very hard game.
Yeah, another game that's just a big knowledge check at times, but
yeah. It's difficult, but it's been a lot easier to get into it because of that community over there.
Yeah. Who's your team so far?
Right now, it is Yuri. Oh shoot, what was his name? I was about to say Yasuo, but it's not. Yashihiro? Yeah, Yashihiro.
Oh, yeah.
And Maxima.
All right.
And so I was like, okay, a fast one, a combo-y one, and a big hitter one. That's varied enough, yeah?
There you go.
So I'm just trying to learn them really well and see how it goes.
Yeah, that's pretty. I found that's probably the best way to play KOF is you pick a team and stick with it for a while until you kind of understand. Which I'm sure it's the same advice they gave you.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and they've been super good about it. I totally posted on the channel when I've won my first ranked game. I was like, yes, I did it! I did it!
Nice. Who was the winner? Who was the last stand character?
Yuri.
Oh.
Just really beautiful.
That's
I had it right in the middle.
Awesome. No Limits is very happy to hear that Yuri's on your team.
Yay!
I can comfortably say that for him.
I think you did mention that, yes.
Is that or Shigo? If you had either of those,
right.
you'd be in his good graces.
I've seen him play Shigo, and that looks fun. It really does.
I love Shigo's antics. It's so great. The fact that his windscreen, he's just all beat up.
Yep.
It's such a fun game. We just hanging out.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so.
Oh, all right.
Oh, wait. Oh, you mean for the?
For this game, you were just standing there. I was like, oh, what, we just hanging.
Oh. I think my game lagged a bit.
Oh, okay. Are you doing all right? Are you moving correctly now, or?
Yeah. I think
okay,
I am.
Okay.
I was like, what? I was moving. What are you talking about?
Oh, I was. Oh, that's weird. I mean, we do have a few rollback frames, but.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. It's not too bad though.
Right,
it catches up.
That's good.
But yeah, that's definitely what I have to say to the server. Thank you for being so, gosh dang accommodating.
Yeah, it's a great community for sure. I think you lagged out again.
Oh no, I finished the game on my screen.
Oh, all right. Well, we've just completely desynced.
Nice.
Perfect. Yep, there we go. I got a connection to the opponent, was lost. That's amazing. All right.
Oh, thanks, game.
Yeah, thanks. Well, I guess the best way to go about this now is to, let's see, we'll do this. And is there any other? Let's see here. One radish, please.
Well, I think I have a.
Well, yeah, there we go. Well, again, thank you for your time. This is a blast.
No, it's a pleasure. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah.
When you met me, I was like, "What? You
Yeah.
want me to be on there? Oh, yay!"
You did all that work, and I was like, if Gio hadn't have asked me before I had finished editing or before I had finished planning for DMF, you would have been after him.
Oh, I see.
Because I was like, I wanted to get, I wanted to kind of just give back to you for doing that, and I was like, oh, it'll be great to get you on and have you be part of the labor that you put into it. So, but yeah, I'm glad that you had fun. Yeah,
no, I really appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. I'm glad to be able to talk with you. It was great.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you around.
All right.